So what's for dinner at my house tonight? Well, I'm having Cajun Chicken Alfredo, and I'm so excited to show you how this easy chicken Alfredo dish can be elevated to the next level. It has a smooth and creamy Alfredo sauce with perfectly seasoned Cajun chicken and a few pieces of sun-dried tomatoes. It just takes your basic chicken Alfredo dish whoop up here. So come on into Renee's kitchen. That's what I'm cooking for dinner tonight. So the first thing we're gonna do is make our own Cajun spice. And it's simple spices that you already have in your spice rack. We're just gonna mix them all together in a small bowl. That way it's easier to season our chicken. I am not a huge Cajun seasoning fan, and that's one of the reasons I love this dish, because I'm gonna make my own Cajun seasonings and I can make it the way that I like it. Just grab any little small bowl and we're gonna mix in 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of paprika, a 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder, another 1/2 tablespoon of freshly ground black pepper, and I'm just gonna eyeball it in here, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. And really, this is where you can dictate how spicy you want your chicken. So I'm going to take a little spoon and just give that a good stir. So let's set our Cajun spice to the side and we're going to get out our chicken. I have 4 chicken breasts that are cleaned and ready to go, and I'm going to season them up with my Cajun spice. So lay your chicken out on a plate, take your Cajun spice and just use your fingers and liberally cover your chicken with the seasoning. And I promise you're gonna think, oh my goodness, this is a lot of seasoning on this chicken, but a lot of it is gonna fall off. Some of it's gonna get into the sauce. We're gonna lose some in the pan when we saute the chicken. And the rest is gonna stay on there for perfectly Cajun flavored chicken. I'm only cooking 4 chicken breasts, so you may not need all of the seasoning that you made. If you're cooking more than 4 chicken breasts, you may need it all. This is what my seasoned chicken looks like. Before I head over to the stove to saute my chicken, I do want to chop up a couple things. I have several pieces of sun-dried tomato. You can buy them pretty much at any grocery store. You might even find them packed in oil. Either way is totally fine. And I have 2 cloves of garlic. So you can cut your sun-dried tomatoes up in little strips and then mince up your garlic really well. So I have several things already happening on my stovetop. I have a big pot of boiling water ready to go. I have my oven preheated on 375 degrees. Yeah, it's preheated, 375 degrees. And I have a hot skillet ready to go so that I can saute my chicken. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil in there, not a whole lot. So I'm gonna place my seasoned chicken into a hot skillet. And we're just gonna brown it. I'm not going to cook my chicken through. I just want to brown the outside just like that. We're going to finish the cooking process in the oven. So for now, I'm going to flip my chicken. It's golden brown and my spices are cooked. Just about 2 more minutes on this side. So both sides are seasoned and perfectly brown. So I'm just going to transfer them to a baking sheet and we're going to pop them in the oven for 10 more minutes to finish the cooking process. My pot of water is coming to a boil here because we're going to need to do our pasta while our chicken is in the oven, while we're making the Alfredo sauce for our chicken. So in our pan that's already hot, put just another dab of olive oil. Toss in your minced garlic and just let it cook for just a minute. We don't want to burn it. We just want it to be fragrant. So pour in a 1/4 cup of white wine. I'm using cooking wine because I'm not a wine drinker. Either is perfect. And scrape up all of your bits in the bottom of your skillet. And just let that wine cook and evaporate for just a moment. So my cooking wine is boiling. You can see the steam coming off, and I want to pour in 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Nobody said this was low fat, y'all. So bring your whipping cream to a very low simmer, and you want to reduce it by half the volume. So it's just going to hang out in your pan for a little while. So my chicken has been in the oven for 10 minutes. It's time to come out. I'm just going to set it aside and let it hang out and wait for me. It needs to rest. If we cut it as soon as it comes out of the oven, then the juices will run out and we'll have dry chicken. So just let it hang out. So throughout the simmer process for your Alfredo sauce, you want to stir it often. You want to keep it moving so that it doesn't scorch, and you want to make sure to not bring it to a boil. And you can see how mine is reduced quite a bit because I started up here. You can see the line on the pan. So I'm about at half right now, and it has significantly thickened. This is exactly what I want. So now that my sauce is close to being ready, I need to boil my pasta. So my water is boiling, it's ready for my pasta. You want to heavily season your pasta water with salt. Super important. And for this dish, you can use any pasta you choose. I'm going to be using fettuccine, but you could use linguine, you could use spaghetti. Gosh, you could even use angel hair pasta if you want to. Just know that the fatter the pasta, the more sauce that your pasta is going to absorb. That's why I like to use something on the thicker side like a fettuccine or linguine. Now you want to cook your pasta according to the directions on the label for the pasta that you've chosen. My fettuccine is going to take 12 minutes. So look how thick and creamy my sauce is at this point. My pasta is just about done. I think I have 5 minutes. My chicken's out of the oven. It has rested. So now I want to slice up my chicken and put my final ingredients into my Alfredo sauce, and then we're ready to eat. Cut your chicken at a diagonal so that it's really thin. Don't just chop straight down on it, because, you know, that's ugly chicken. So cut it at a diagonal and thinly. Can you see the juice come out of that chicken? Wow. I'm gonna taste the little end bit of the chicken that is covered in that Cajun spice we made. It's so juicy and so full of flavor. Perfect the way I like it, because I'm the one that made the spice. And to be honest, I always make a couple extra pieces of chicken, so I have them for lunch tomorrow. So my sauce has been thickening for about 15-20 minutes. It is thick and creamy and perfect. My fettuccine is ready to go. Now I want to put the finishing touches on my sauce. So I have a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I only want to sprinkle half of that, or 1/8 of the Parmesan cheese, into my sauce and give it a really good stir. Make sure if you have any clumps like that, you get it all mixed in. You want to reserve the rest of your Parmesan for your topping. And I'm also going to put in my chopped sun-dried tomatoes. So everything is well incorporated into my Alfredo sauce. And we're going to add a little bit of our chicken. I like to add half of the chicken that we cut up into the sauce and reserve the other half to put on top. So the seasonings from your chicken are gonna come off into the sauce, and they're gonna flavor your sauce, so really you don't need to salt and pepper your Alfredo sauce because the Cajun seasoning on the chicken is going to do it for you. I'm going to add my drained fettuccine into the sauce and give it a really good stir. So time to plate our Cajun Chicken Alfredo. So get your bowl ready and grab a big helping of your fettuccine. See how that sauce really stuck to the pasta? Now I want to top my pasta with a little more Parmesan cheese. I have some thinly diced green onions. And I want to put the rest of that gorgeous seasoned chicken that we chopped up on top of the pasta. And there we have Cajun Chicken Alfredo. Oh, look at this. This is my dinner tonight. Cajun Chicken Alfredo. It is warm. It has a little bit of spice from the paprika and the garlic powder. It smells so good. Full of little chunks of that sun-dried tomato, so it'll just give you a little bit of boom when you bite into one, and the green pepper just adds the perfect little zing to the top. I think it's dinner time, guys. Now for the taste test. Perfectly spicy, perfectly Cajun-y, perfectly cheesy, perfectly Alfredo. It is a delicious bowl of Cajun Chicken Alfredo. So I'll see you next time in Renee's kitchen. You never know what I'm going to cook up.